Hi all, before I start with my new review, another figure, let me get back to Eraser. So before in my first video of Eraser, it was misrepresented because I didn't rotate the feet like as it should be. It was in my error in my part, so apologies on that. And I also didn't show that the wings could be clipped in the back like this. There's a peg, as you can see there. There's a peg that you can attach the wing. So it's pretty much how Eraser would look in her bot mode. Or if you would prefer that still the wings folded inwards to make it more neat looking or less skibble. So just to correct my video, my first video, here she is in her actual bot mode look. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as well, even though I did have a misrepresentation of his foot, of her foot. So basically the color is the same. I'm sure Hasbro would not, they're not gonna veer away from the colors. It's still gonna be the same bright orange, a bit of gold and a bit of gray. So now we have Rectonite. So basically, Rectonite is a War for Cybertron Kingdom figure. He's a deluxe figure, as you can see here. He's also a fossilizer, like their weaponizer version in the Kingdom series. So he's got those stabs. He looks like a dinosaur skeleton. He's got that visor and a face like that of a knight. If you close the visor, it kind of reminds me of Kravex from Visionaries. Same guy that was voiced by Chris Latta with Starscream and Cobra Commander. And here is Rectonite. So the tip of the tail is rubberized. You can also make it his sword. And he's got those details of those ribs. A very prehistoric look. He's got that dinosaur head. And this tip of the horn you can also remove. And I dropped it. My apologies. So you can attach that as well there. So basically the head of the dinosaur forms into like a shield. And on his left part, you can see the Predacon logo on his side. And he's got those pegs in his legs as well. So now let's look at his articulation. So his head rotates as well. It looks up and down a bit. Got that small movement. His arms rotate as well, of course. You can even extend it. It's like a whip if you wanted to. Got that long arms on his left arm. And he's got that shield, as I said before, which you can rotate the arms as well. And the mouth can also open. You can also remove this part of the head, like the shield. But I don't know what the purpose is for. There's no other attachment to it. It's got waist rotation. The leg moves forward and backwards, also outwards. It's got knee folding and a bit of ankle tilting on the side. As you can see here, you can also rotate the thighs. You can rotate that. And the arms as well. So there's arms rotation. So basically, he's a very poseable figure. Even though he kind of looks awkward, like a short, or I don't know, stubby guy, or he's like a tank. Reminds me of a heavy armor, or like a weapons specialist probably. So now it's time to take him apart and transform him into his alt mode. So first we take out the bones or the dinosaur or his appendages or his parts. Take them all out so as to make him easier to build him, like a paleontologist, where you search for the bones and complete them if you could, and then build them up. So first we arrange them in order so that you could easily see the parts that you need. So like a scientist, you will have to build or create the dinosaur bones for the museum piece. So yep. First we attach the head in the main torso, which is now the bottom of the robot. And the arms would make the front legs of the dinosaur. See here? Just gonna attach it there. And then the waist would fit in the back of the robot, which would also put the waist of this part where you would attach the legs as well. So there, you can attach the tip of the tail, and then the hind legs as the last of it. So there. So basically we have a Styracosaurus. So it's a ceratopsian dinosaur, family of the Triceratops. So he probably has any relations with dinosaur or Dinobot slag. We don't know. But here's a Styracosaurus dinosaur. It's got that red eyes. It's got those herbivore teeth. It's also got a peg for the weaponry. It's got a tip of the horn on the nose. It's a big dinosaur. And that horns also come off. So basically there's a rib and there's a weapon slot there on the side if you wanted to put one. The tail moves up and down. And of course the knee part of the dinosaur, you can also spread its legs outwards. It's got that ankle tilting as well. As with the front one, it's a bit limited. So there's knee folding there, but it doesn't spread as much. So there we have our Styracosaurus Dinosaur or Fossilizer. So let us attach a weapon on the side just to show it to you guys. From here you could put that. This one too on the side. So it kind of reminds me of a Dino Riders as well. So you attach those weapons there. Or you can all go out and go Turbo Dinosaur. Yeah, so there's a lot of attached weaponizer on this Fossilizer. So yeah, you can do that as well. So now let's look at him as he is as a Fossilizer. So we could attach the weapons on the side. We can remove his head and attach it to a Kingdom figure or a G1 figure like Warpath here. So you could attach his head there on those 5mm pegs that we are so used to with the War for Cybertron series. You could use his head as a shield and his tip of the tail as a sword or like a weapon for Warpath. So it's another Kingdom line, but a G1 homage to Warpath that we are using here. Let's put him back now, because he kind of looks awkward without having a head. There. So there's your Styracosaurus dinosaur mode. He's a Predacon, and he's a bit kind of smaller compared to Paleotrex. And here's Paleotrex as a scene. If you guys are familiar with the rivalry between the Ceratopsian and the Tyrannosaurus in our museum or in our history books or our dinosaur books when we were young, this is a good representation of it. Arr. So yeah. And here's Megatron stalking his prey. Rawr. Rat. So I want my baby back ribs. Rawr, 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 rawr. Rum, rum, rum. Yeah. And here he is once again in his robot form. Just to compare the size between Fossilizer Paleotrex as well. So now they're the same height, almost the same height. And with Air Razor, it's a bit kind of shorter. And Generation 1 Warpath from the Kingdom line as well. See the height, it's all the same, almost identical. And with Rectonite, if we're going to compare him with the regular deluxe size Earthrise figure, which is Runabout, and Optimus Earthrise Optimus Prime, just for size comparison. And then we have a regular weaponizer, comparing it to a fossilizer once again. There you go. So that's basically Rectonite from the War for Cybertron Kingdom class deluxe figure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my short video. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time, guys.